It wasn't just about celebrating my dad's birthday. It was about showing off. About making sure people knew how perfect her life was, how loved she and my father were, how successful their children had become. Their children, not me. Hunter and Olivia were already holding court in the middle of the room, surrounded by a small group of relatives who were all nodding along as Olivia gushed about her upcoming wedding. And of course, Dad's paying for everything, she was saying, flashing a smile as she twirled the massive diamond handed to him, every mistake quietly cleaned up by my father. I was halfway tempted to walk over and insert myself into the conversation, just to watch them squirm, but before I could, I heard my father's voice. "Ah," he said, and when I turned, he was already making his way toward me, a drink in hand, his expression carefully neutral. "I didn't think you were going to come." I smiled, but it wasn't a real smile. "Wouldn't miss it." He nodded, glancing at the room around us before looking back at me. "You've been keeping busy, I hear." There it was. The polite, careful way he avoided actually asking anything about my life. The same way he always did. I nodded. "Yeah, work's been good. I bought a house last year." His brow lifted slightly. "A house?" "Yep." He took a sip of his drink, not asking anything else. That was the thing about my dad. He hated when I did anything that made it impossible for him to see me as the failure he always thought I'd be. Every time I did something on my own, without his money or his help, it chipped away at the narrative he built around me, the one where I was lost and selfish and immature. He didn't like that. He much preferred the version of me he could shake his head at, the version he could talk about in pitying tones when people asked about me. I could feel him searching for something to say, some kind of subtle dig. But before he could, Stephanie's voice cut through the conversation like a knife. "Well," she said, stepping up beside him, her smile all teeth. At least she finally did something responsible. And just like that, I felt the heat rise in my chest again. I turned to her, and she was beaming, like she was just so happy to see me. But I knew that look.